to tell the whole world so that they can take measures. Ordinary food produced in this country is being exported because all the countries around us, their currencies are high. Now people prefer to go and sell it there where they will get better money. So, and nobody's checking even our border. There's absolute hunger, and you say we should not say we are hungry. So should we keep quiet and die? The answer is no.
In Lagos, the police distributed sachets of water and biscuits to the protesters. The Lagos State Commissioner for Police, Adegoke Fayoade, said the aim was to prevent anyone from collapsing on the way. Mr. Fayoade, who described the protest as peaceful, said no one was arrested for any violations. Meanwhile, Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, says the nationwide protest by the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC was needless. Speaking in a live television interview, Mr. Ngelale said the federal government has already started addressing the hardship. In another development, the national leader of Unity House Foundation, Wenen Dawale, has called on the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, to organize a state economic summit. Mr. Wale made the call in a chat with newsmen in Port Harcourt.
Let's just have a conversation around holding a summit. It will help put aside all of these politics. And I told myself, just a phone call across to Harvard to tell them to come and champion the summit and probably the funding. Little did I know that, you understand? And there are a couple of other Rivers people out there who, if given the opportunity like Atero, these are people who are just trying to keep away from the vet in the system. Rivers State government does not need to spend a dime. There are banks in doing business in this town. There are IOCs doing business in this town. Let some people go and you know, when he's doing the private sector, it has credibility.
He suggested that the economic summit be tied to a 10-year development plan for the state.
At least one house growing up in this state, you hear of River State 10-year development plan. Somebody will say, even if it now, if I'm making do, I'm making do, if I'm making do, and say will not continue. That's part of the conversation. How do you ensure that nobody comes and ignores the development plan? You understand? It could start by making it an impeachable offense.
He said there must be a clear linkage between construction, award of contract, and the economic growth of the state. Moving on, River State High Court has restrained the police from arresting, detaining, harassing, or inviting the Chief of Staff to the Government House, Edison Ehi. The decision of the presiding judge, Justice S.H. Abrioko, was based on the prayers of the lawyer to Mr. Edison, Damian Okoro, on trumped-up charges by Martin Amihuli in connection to the destruction of part of the chambers of the River State House of Assembly. Earlier, the court also dismissed a preliminary objection brought by the lawyer to the police, Celestine Dixon, challenging its jurisdiction to hear the case regarding the fundamental rights brought by Mr. Edison Ehi against the police. The court ruled that the challenge lacked merit and also awarded 100,000 naira cost against the police. Meanwhile, lawyer to the police, Celestine Dixon, spoke to correspondent Emeko.
That's the wisdom of the court, and we cannot criticize the wisdom of court. Outcomes of court decisions must bind parties, and the parties must abide by the outcome of every decision. And if you're not satisfied, I think you study the judgment and take the next step. The court make it very clear that in a couple of minutes we are going to have copies of the judgment that will now give us the opportunity to look at the judgment and advise our client accordingly.
Also, one of Edison Ehi's lawyers, Ibioku Mark Barango, said the judgment reflects the position of the law. Still to come, arrested BDC operators remanded in Port Harcourt Correctional Center. Stay with us.
The chief and good people of Angulama community heartily congratulate the executive chairman of Asari
Change operators to the Port Harcourt Correctional Centre for unlawful banking business which contravenes the Banks and Other Financial Institution Act 2020. It follows an ex parte application brought by the police asking for time to complete the investigation and charge them to the appropriate court. The presiding magistrate, Alatuwo Fubara, adjourned the matter to March 7, 2024. Recall that the chairman of the Bureau de Change Operators in Port Harcourt, Sani Isaka, had said that over 150 of its members, including himself, were arrested by EFCC operatives. Meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, says Bureau de Change operations in the country should not be an all-comers affairs. He stated this on Tuesday in Abuja at the Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting of the Apex Bank, the first since he assumed office in September 2023. The CBN governor said the Apex Bank is putting strict regulations together to sanitize the market against arbitrage. Away from that, the chairman of Emoha Local Government Area, Chidi Lloyd, is welcoming Governor Siminalayi Fubara, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Iwetoku, stakeholders, and the general public to the official commissioning of the Emoha Police Divisional Headquarters building constructed by his administration along Emoha Kalabari Road by 12 noon today. A statement by his chief press secretary, Bright Josie Elendu, showed that Governor Siminalayi Fubara is the special guest of honor, while IGP Kayode Iwetoku is the special guest. The statement also urged residents of the area to come out in their numbers to give the august visitors and guests a rousing welcome at the epoch-making event. And now, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says his administration is determined to immortalize late Herbert Wigwe as a worthy son of the state. Governor Fubara made the promise at the night of tribute for the late banker in Port Harcourt yesterday evening. The governor advised the people to live a life of value and be at peace with people they encounter daily. In other news, Nigeria's only radio debate tournament for teens, I Beg to Differ, continues on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM in Port Harcourt today. Yesterday, Delight Oke-Oji and Sarah Anyalemechi debated the topic, religious rights are too excessive in Nigeria.
When we say something is excessive, we mean more than necessary. Can we say religious rights in Nigeria are more than necessary when in actual fact, religious rights in Nigeria are ways of curbing moral decadence? Certainly not, because these rights are within ambits of laws.
In the last 2022 presidential election, we heard of prophecies and counter-prophecies on who was going to be the next president of Nigeria. Many of these prophets claim to have heard from God and brought about confusion. So I throw these questions to you, my judges. Is our God now an author of confusion? Definitely no.
The judges declared Oke-Oji Delight the winner of the day's first debate session. The second debate had Ikediaso Uche and Sontoye Noble debating on the topic, junk foods should be banned in Nigeria's schools.
According to a study conducted by the World Health Organization in 2018, diabetes in children is on the increase as a result of excessive consumption of junk foods. Again, for a child to grow properly and stay healthy, he must eat a balanced diet. And junk food doesn't meet the necessary nutritional requirements of a balanced diet.
Placing a restriction of junk food in Nigerian schools may imply that most students may not have anything substantial to eat during the course of the day. Junk foods are often more affordable than healthier options such as fruits and vegetables. Many students come from low-income families and may not have the luxury of being able to afford healthier foods, and as such, this could negatively impact their ability to focus and learn in class.
After consideration by the panel of judges, Ikediaso Uche emerged as the winner of the second debate session. I Beg to Differ, which promotes educational development by encouraging discussions on socio-economic issues in Nigeria, attracted hundreds of applications from 13 to 17-year-old secondary school students in Rivers State. The debate, which airs at 11 a.m. daily, will see 16 debaters compete for the 1 million naira prize. The debate is sponsored by Nigwe University.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.